What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. This is WWE Off The Script. This is episode 19, part number 1 for your week ending June 29th, 2014. I got news on CM Punk. I got news on Paul Heyman. Why did CM Punk leave the WWE? Words from the mouth of Paul Heyman. I got news on Josh Matthews and why he was released from the WWE. All this and more on part 1, Off the Script, episode 19, your number one source for everything you guys need regarding the WWE right here on YouTube.com. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Welcome to WWE Off the Script, guys. This is episode 18, part number 1, week ending June 29th. 2014, your number one source for everything you need regarding the WWE right here on YouTube.com. It's been a long day. I'm tired. I don't know if you guys can tell in my face. I am fucking exhausted. Work is killing me, but I am hoping to do a regular video game commentary later this weekend with some extraordinary news. I hope it happens. I'm waiting for that one phone call. I will fill you guys in on what's going on. Hopefully I get that one phone call and I'm free from my boring ass, lame fucking job. I can't wait. I'll fill you guys in. If you're not following me on Twitter, follow me on there. You can keep up to date on everything JD. But hopefully this weekend is a great one. I hope it's a great one for you guys. It's Money in the Bank weekend. It's going to be very, very exciting. Be aware. If you guys are new here, I do a pay-per-view review after every pay-per-view. It's going to be the same shit with this Sunday, Money in the Bank. I will be reviewing the pay-per-view right after it happens. I don't think I'm doing a question and answer this time around. I'm just going to do a standard review. Not that I don't enjoy doing that type of thing. I just get a lot more attention when I do a regular video and I get that out. So I'll do that immediately following the pay-per-view. I'll talk about Money in the Bank and all the big news stories that come out of that pay-per-view from Boston, Massachusetts, so don't forget to check that out. If you guys missed my Monday Night Raw review for the go-home show for Money in the Bank, link is down below in the description. Go check that out. And also, as always, my boys over at Shot Reality, Labar, Eisenberg, and Ghoulish, they got a brand new video going up today between 12 and 2 p.m. at WrestleZone.com, Shot Reality. Don't forget to check those guys out. After you watch this, go right over there. They should have it right up for you. The best talk show on the internet when it comes to professional wrestling. They'll probably be talking about Money in the Bank and all the top stories this week, like I'm going to be doing right now. I got huge news on Paul Heyman and CM Punk. Now, as you guys know, I'm a huge advocate for Jim Ross and the Ross Report. I just literally just got home from work. I just listened to his podcast with Lance Storm. Brilliant. I can listen to the man all day long. It's just a great, enjoyable podcast. Chris Jericho actually had a podcast this week, and he had Paul Heyman and Edge, Adam Copeland, in his studio, side by side, live. And Paul Heyman actually spoke about CM Punk and revealed the truth as to why he left the WWE. Now, I'm not going to add anything to this. CM Punk is gone. Do I want to see him back? Of course I want to see CM Punk back. Is the WWE going to be better off with Punk? Of course. But it's always news when CM Punk's name is mentioned. And this is coming from the mouth of Paul Heyman. You guys want to know why CM Punk really left? This is what Paul Heyman said. So, Paul Heyman and Edge were recent guests on Chris Jericho's Talk Is Jericho podcast, which I haven't listened to yet. I'm going to listen to that tomorrow on the train when I'm going to work. Heyman talked about CM Punk being happy and wanting to leave the company long before he did. He was unhappy. He had enough. He couldn't take it anymore. A year before he walked, these daily conversations of, I don't think I'm going to be able to take this. I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be here. I don't know how much longer it's going to be before I decide to just go home. I'm surprised it lasted this long. Those are the things that CM Punk said verbally to Paul Heyman. Every day with him Heyman said, was an exercise in him finding the balance to simplify or to simply continue on with the WWE and find the passion he needed to go out there and do it. And I think what happened was he walked in the day after the Royal Rumble and he couldn't find that passion. He couldn't convince himself or persuade himself, okay, whether I'm happy or not, this is about the performance, my legacy. It's about I take pride in what I do. And whether I'm happy or unhappy, when I go out there, I'm going to be the best CM Punk I could possibly be. And I think somewhere during that day, Heyman said he could not find that passion. I've noted here before on Off the Script that WWE made a last-minute pitch to try and get CM Punk to return at the Payback pay-per-view. I noted this last week in Chicago earlier this month. Obviously, it did not work out and talks went nowhere. An interesting note also coming out of the dirt sheets this weekend that with all the responsibilities that have been passed on to Triple H from Vince McMahon, Vince is reportedly not listening to Triple H at all when it comes to CM Punk. A source noted that Triple H has a good point and that it doesn't set a good example if the WWE brings Punk back for more money than ever and rewards him for walking out. I reported this several weeks ago about Vince wanting Punk back and trying to do whatever he can to get Punk back, and that Vince is going to be handling this situation personally, nobody else involved. And the feeling is that Punk has more leverage now than ever before with the WWE. Now, what Paul Heyman said, obviously, it just is a repeat of what we've all been talking about. Punk just did not have the passion for it anymore. Just like any one of you who work a 9-to-5 job, just like me, I don't have the passion and the love and the dedication to give myself to the people that I work for because I just don't appreciate, I'm not appreciated. I don't appreciate what they do for me, which is nothing, and I don't appreciate the attitudes and, you know, just the overall atmosphere of the work and the conditions of work that I have to work in every day. It's not good for me. It's not good for my soul. It's not good for my mind. It's not good for my overall attitude. Punk was unhappy. That's it. And do I think Punk is going to come back? Yes. Because I think Punk, number one, is too young. Number two, I think Punk will not go out that way. He cares about the business, and I'm just guessing here. He cares about the business and the fans too much to just go out that way. Whether it be 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever, 10 years. If Punk comes back, he will come back and definitely get a last goodbye. He's not going to sit out. He had a lot of things going on. It takes something like this to happen for you to just sit back, relax, think things over, and develop that passion and that love again. He was unhappy. Multiple factors went into him being unhappy. You know, this is just like anyone else being unhappy with their job, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. He was unhappy. You know? He took a step back. He's trying to reevaluate everything and just live his life. He'll come back when he's ready. This is from Paul Heyman's mouth. Obviously, this is something we all knew. It's nice to hear from Heyman himself. It's nice to hear from people who are around CM Punk regularly on an everyday basis, who know him personally. I'm going to listen to this tomorrow, and I can't wait to listen to it because Paul Heyman, and with Edge, I don't know what Edge is going to talk about, but Paul Heyman himself is always a great interview, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. Talk Is Jericho, Ross Report, and Steve Austin's podcast, the 3 wrestling podcasts that I do listen to, and I recommend you guys go out there and dedicate some time, whether you're traveling on the train, whether you're driving to work, whatever. Dedicate some time, listen to these guys. You'll learn a lot. You'll learn a lot about the business, and you get perspectives and opinions from all over the place that really make you sit down and listen and just think about what is going on inside the business of professional wrestling. Last week, I reported that at one point, there was plans for a Seth Rollins vs. Dean Ambrose singles gimmick match at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, but that was nixed, and they decided on the second ladder match, which Ambrose and Rollins are now in. Word now is that the big Rollins vs. Ambrose match might not take place until SummerSlam. No word yet on what that could mean for these two at July's Battleground pay-per-view. Now, what I think here with Rollins and Ambrose, SummerSlam is the best place to just blow off this feud and have that one epic one-on-one match. You know, they could always cross paths down the line later in the year, but what I see happening and what I predict is going to happen, Orton and Rollins will team up as advocates for Evolution and Triple H and the Authority. They're going to go up against Dean Ambrose, and Roman Reigns. So it's going to be Rollins and Orton versus Ambrose and Reigns, which will then eventually lead to Rollins versus Ambrose one-on-one at SummerSlam, and then that's going to lead to Triple H versus Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. SummerSlam's shaping up to be good. That's what I would do. Obviously, how we get there is all going to be decided at Money in the Bank and the Money in the Bank follow-up on Monday Night Raw. So that's what's going to happen there. That's just my prediction. There was rumors about Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose going at it one-on-one at Battleground, which I don't think makes any sense. If they wanted to do that, I'm not going to be against it because I'm looking forward to see these two guys in the ring. But if they really want to milk it and get that one epic encounter, obviously SummerSlam is the second biggest stage for pay-per-view in the WWE. Just wait till it happens then. It would mean a lot more. It would be more important. And the anticipation for that match obviously will develop over the weeks because these two guys can go. Everybody loves these guys. These two guys are the future of the WWE. One-on-one at SummerSlam, potentially, could steal the show. Daniel Bryan, internal word out of the WWE about 2 weeks ago that Daniel Bryan was backstage at Raw, and word is that his progress wasn't as good as they hoped, and he was losing strength in his arm while doing rehab. Word this past weekend, is that Bryan is still experiencing weakness in his arm and is out indefinitely. There has been more talk of booking SummerSlam without Daniel Bryan. Health is number one right now. All I want is for him to get better. We'll worry about Daniel Bryan's positioning on the card, his WWE return, his WWE Championship chances when he's completely healthy. I want Bryan to be 100% healthy before he even thinks about getting in the ring. That is the most important thing right now. Obviously, the WWE is booking SummerSlam and the summer months without him. John Cena going to win Money in the Bank. John Cena going on to SummerSlam to fight Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. And if you don't believe me, I'm going to leave a link down below, and I might post a picture in this video of the leaked SummerSlam poster. If you don't believe me, and for those who have been questioning my opinion, please, I'm the guy behind the mic. Don't ever question my opinion. If I'm wrong, I will gladly admit that I'm wrong. But most of the stuff I report on off the script is from the dirt sheets. They're rumors, and I give you my opinion on those rumors. And then, obviously, if I think something is going to happen, I will not be afraid to tell you, listen, this is what's going to happen. Anticipate this. Expect this. Lesnar, Cena, SummerSlam, WWE Championship. Book it. Lesnar's going to be your new WWE Champion. Forget about it, okay? Just forget about it. It's going to happen. Ring of Honor news. Kevin Steen announced at last Sunday's pay-per-view that he has another month and a half left on his Ring of Honor contract. Last word is that he's still expected to debut in the WWE developmental system before the summer is over if he passes all his pre-signing tests. I can't wait to see Kevin Steen down in NXT. It's going to be an exciting time when he makes his debut down in WWE developmental. And I got news on Jonathan Coachman and Josh Matthews. I'm sure you guys heard about Josh Matthews. First on Coachman. Earlier this year, I reported that former WWE announcer Jonathan Coachman, who now works for ESPN, teased that he would be returning to the company in some way, shape, or form, even hinting at some potential involvement in this year's SummerSlam pay-per-view. It appears that the talks between Coachman and WWE have fallen through. Coachman was originally expected to do some work for the WWE Network as a side project, as he has planned to keep his ESPN gig in the meantime. Apparently now that will not be happening. Additionally, a fan recently asked Coach on Twitter that everyone wants him back in WWE and what the status is on that situation. The Coach replied by saying, and I quote, "Everyone except WWE." That's pretty upsetting, man. You know, Coach was a colorful character. He was a very entertaining character. I enjoyed his interactions with The Rock and Vince McMahon. You know, it would have been nice to see him back on WWE TV doing his thing. But apparently WWE, you know, they don't want him. You know, maybe it was a contractual disagreement. You know, maybe it was a money disagreement. They couldn't, you know, agree on money. Whatever it is, Coach right now will not be appearing at SummerSlam. And finally, guys, Josh Matthews has been released from the company, which is a shock to me because he was on the pre-shows. I thought he did a good job. Whether he was doing ring play-by-play, whether he was doing the pre-show, he was always engaging. He always had a very energetic and enthusiastic tone to him and demeanor to him. So, you know, obviously, this was a shock to me because I always thought he did a good job. But he was released from the company. According to PWInsider.com, that is now official. His profile has already been moved to the alumni section of WWE.com. No official statement has been made as of this report by WWE, but it is official. Okay, everyone's saying it's official, so I'm assuming it's official. Matthews has been with the company since the original Tough Enough reality series on MTV in recent years. He served as an announcer and was mostly hosting the Raw, SmackDown, and pay-per-view kickoff post-game shows, etc., on the WWE Network. Matthews was actually released as part, or was part of the budget cuts within WWE. So Josh Matthews was a pretty much a fatality. I'm going to use the Mortal Kombat term there. With this budget cut going on with WWE, he was just let go. He was on the bottom pole of the announcer scale. And WWE had been making cuts in each department. And like I said, Matthews was apparently at the bottom of the announcers list. So they just let him go. Obviously, there is supposed to be more cuts coming. Office-wise in Stamford, there are rumors about NXT cuts coming as well next month. So if there's anything regarding cuts, I will obviously fill you guys in here on Off the Script. But that is part one, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoy your Friday. I will be back on Saturday. Huge spoilers for Money in the Bank and SummerSlam. I got coming up in part two. And is Vince McMahon, Mr. McMahon, officially retired from WWE? I got news on that. Stay tuned for part two, guys. Obviously, like I said, like, favorite, share, comment, subscribe, all that good shit. It greatly helps out my channel and my WWE content. If you missed Off the Script last week, links are down below. If you missed Monday Night Raw, links are down below. Chairshot Reality at WrestleZone.com. Go check those guys out. They got stuff going on over there with the new episodes this weekend. So, like I said, go and support them. I'll be back with part two, guys. Until then, take care, and I'll talk to you soon.